Welcome to Study Session 10, Appraisal Techniques in Guidance and Counseling. Introduction. This study session will focus on the major appraisal techniques in guidance. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to discuss major appraisal techniques in guidance and counseling. Major appraisal techniques in guidance and counseling. Each profession has its own instruments to be used by an individual in carrying out his job. The counselor is not an exception. There are various techniques he can use in carrying out his counseling job. Some of the techniques utilized by counselors are as follows: A. Interview techniques. B. Observational techniques. C. Projective techniques. D. Sociometric techniques. E. Collection of historical background techniques. F. Application of counseling theories techniques. G. Use of psychological test techniques. These techniques are referred to by the author as either tool for counseling. In this session, attempt is made to briefly discuss each of the above, listing their merits and demerits. Special attention is focused on the use of psychological testing technique because of its utmost importance in the school guidance program. 1. Interview technique. This is a consultation or face-to-face meeting often involved in guidance activities. It is an important method used in a conference between a counselor and one student, in which an attempt is made to draw information from student to point the conversation to the problem without direct questioning, and to get the student to direct his thoughts and actions to a solution. The merits. There is free response. The client can say everything about himself. The demerits. The client may fail to reveal negative aspects of himself. The client may fake information. 2. Observational technique. As observational technique is chiefly characterized by watching what the individual actually does and making an objective record of that which is observed. The observer may utilize various special techniques and tools, such as specially prepared charts, checklists, and one-way vision screen for the recording of behaviors. The merits. It provides natural state of the problem. There is no room for faking information. The demerits. There may be personal bias. It may not be useful in clinical setting. 3. Projective technique. This is a technique employed by the counselor in the study of certain problems of personality, by which some creative product or response, such as the drawing or interpretation of a picture, is elicited from the individual and analyzed to reveal as far as possible his values, motives, complexes, and characteristic modes of adjustment. The underlying belief of this technique is that individuals' responses are influenced by his needs, desires, motives, concerns, and aspirations. The tester will be able to rate the testee on the basis of his or her reaction to the object or thing presented to him. Merits. It reveals deep-seated behavior problems not recognized nor understood by the counselee himself. It may be used to detect maladjusted persons who need counseling. Demerits. It may confuse the clients at times. It could be affected by so many other external factors. 4. Sociometric technique. This technique is a device for revealing the preferences, likes, dislikes, and so on obtainable among the members of a group. It is characterized by the procedure of obtaining from the individuals in a social unit a statement as to which group members will be preferred as cooperating participants in various activities or relationships, for example, as in housemates, workmates, seatmates, and teammates. Merits. It can be used to measure pupils' sense of cooperation, attitude to group work, leadership traits, introversion, and so on. It is frequently used in assessing social acceptance. Demerits. It can be biased, as other factors could influence mate's reaction or response. It is not widely used in other areas of human traits like intelligence, emotional state, and so on. 5. Collection of historical background data. This is an important technique of individual counseling in which a person's problems are traced through the origin and development in his behavior. It involves the collection of developmental information about a client from the parents, guardian, or health centers like age, gender, date of birth, and so on. Merits. It provides a developmental profile for the ease of finding solution to the client's problems. It can be collected from various sources. Demerits. Some parents don't keep record, therefore making collection of such records very difficult. It can be falsified. 6. Application of counseling theories. Counseling theories are mainly various psychological points of views used by counseling psychologists to help the client learn some more effective self-benefiting behavior patterns. Counseling theories are more than a collection of principles, methods, or techniques. There is a summary of knowledge, principles, or methods derived from experience or research. They attempt to organize and integrate knowledge and to answer the question, why? Theories organize, interpret, and state in the form of laws or principles the facts and knowledge in an area or field. Patterson, 1980, identified the counseling theories as follows. A. Rational emotive theories of counseling. Ellis' rational emotive theory. Williamson and the Minnesota theory. B. Learning theories of counseling. Dollard and Miller reinforcement theory. Wolpe, reciprocal inhibition theory. Rotter's social learning theory. Camphors and Phillips theory. Mecherbohm cognitive behavior theory. C. Psychoanalytic theory of counseling. Freud's psychoanalytic theory. Bardeen's theory. Alexander's theory. D. Perceptual phenomenological theories of counseling. Kelly's psychology of personal construct theory. Burns' transactional analysis theory. Gestalt theory. Rogers' client-centered theory. E. Existential theory of counseling. Frank's logotherapy. F. Eclectic theory of counseling. The Thorne's eclectic theory. Merits. Theories not only predict new facts and integrate what is known in a meaningful work, they are very useful in counseling practicum. Demerits. Theories cannot be evaluated as to their correctness or validity until they are tested. Some theories may not apply in some counseling situations. 7. Use of psychological tests. This is a technique which involves the use of a set of standard questions, problem puzzles, symbols, and exercises for determining a person's ability, aptitudes, knowledge, qualification, quality of interest, and level of social adjustment. Merit. It can be applied to group. It is objective and quantifiable. Demerits. At times, a test may be ambiguous. It sets down patterns of response. It does not always give room for further explanation from the client. Summary of study session. In this study session, you have learned that 1. Each profession has its own instrument to be used by an individual in carrying out his job. The counselor is not an exception. 2. There are various techniques he can use in carrying out his counseling job. Some of the techniques utilized by counselors are as follows. A. Interview techniques. B. Observational techniques. C. Projective techniques. D. Social metric techniques. E. Collection of historical background data techniques. F. Application of counseling theories techniques. G. Use of psychological test techniques. We have come to the end of study session 10. Thank you.